Hey guys, Marslingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so finally I get to do a video on the third form Frieza. Those of you who've been following my escapades, I did tweet about some of my summons. It took me quite a while to get my one copy of the LR Frieza, and before I actually even pulled that copy, I had already rainbowed the third form Frieza. So of course I started leveling his links straight away, and as you can see, he's not full level 10 links. Brutal Beatdown is still only at level 9, but that means we're only missing out on 0.5% attack. So this was of course the big one, big bad bosses. So I tweeted not long before recording this video that finally this got to 10, because after having rainbowed him, I thought to myself, oh, you know, I'll do a showcase for him. He doesn't have to be full level 10 links. Big bad bosses being at 10 is the most important one. And so of course, I kid you not, at one point every single link was 9 or 10, including Brutal Beatdown, so this hasn't gone up since then. And then Big Bad Bosses was at 7. So Big Bad Bosses was the one that took the absolute longest to get to 10, but now it's finally done. And I just want to do a video on this guy for anybody who is not aware of just how absolutely disgusting this unit is. He's so good. He is definitely one of the top side banner units. Yeah, he's just crazy. So I've given him a little bit of an extra additional and a little bit of additional crit. We want him to super as much as possible, but obviously we do want him to be doing the damage. He infinitely stacks attack on his super, and then he raises defense, but only for the one turn. So obviously the more times you super, the more times he raises his defense. And how many links do we actually have active here? Everything except Shocking Speed and Prodigies. That's pretty good. So once this tech transforming Frieza gets up to the final form, when he's in final form and golden Frieza, he has 6 links with this third form Frieza. And then of course you got to remember that he's also a 40% support unit for sworn enemies. So of course here straight away, I didn't want to put him in slot 1, because he needs to super attack to raise his defense first, but yeah, he just goes ahead and Frieza just destroys, because obviously tech transforming Frieza, very powerful. In fact, we could probably just do this on the GT Goku event, but I wanted a chance to try this out and see what kind of numbers he would get to. But obviously the early stages, the tech transforming Frieza is going to do a lot of the work, because really you do want to put the third form Frieza in slot 2, because he's getting those defensive raises. Obviously if there's no attacks in slot 1, that's the perfect opportunity for you to put him there. But we'll see how this plays out, because I just want to see this Frieza hitting some big numbers. So here we go. So this is perfect. So now we can go ahead and do this. So yeah, we got everything except Brutal Beatdown active. So everything except Brutal Beatdown, I mean from the same as last turn. So Big Bad Bosses, strongest clan in space, fierce battle, universe, most malevolent. Let's go ahead and see what we can get here. Now obviously the one downside to the unit is the fact that it's very RNG based. You could get unlucky and not get many attacks in one turn. But we're starting out at 1.5 million here with no support unit on the rotation. But you can see it jumps up straight away to 1.76. So if we can get the third one here, we probably jump up to 2 mil. But we don't get the third one. That's with no support. So on the next rotation, when we do have a support unit, we probably will be over 2 mil easily. And so we are running, obviously, the double STR cooler team here. I am going to, once I've got the rotations actually sorted out the way I want them, we are going to be having both of the coolers floating off, because when there's only one enemy, cooler supports transformation boost, which of course the third form Frieza is on. So we're either going to have an STR cooler or Kid Buu in slot 3 on every single turn. So third form Frieza is going to be getting that extra little bit of a boost as well. So it's honestly crazy that whoever designed this batch of units, how they could end up with the third form Frieza from Frieza's banner, and then the Piccolo from Goku's banner. And Piccolo is, I would say, multiple tiers below third form Frieza in terms of how good he is. Like, he's not bad by any stretch. He's kind of mid. He's okay. Like, his healing is really good. It's just weird that they made him a Piccolo, because obviously he doesn't share a lot of links with the Goku. He's not on either of his categories for Goku's leader skill. Whereas, of course, this third form Frieza is basically the perfect link partner for the LR Frieza. He's on his team, he's got links with him, he supports him, so it's just a ridiculous rotation. Whereas Piccolo doesn't share a lot of links with Goku, he does support him, but yeah, he's not even on his team, so pretty crazy. 2.5 mil now with the support from Kid Buu. Obviously, we're only going to get one super attack here because we are going to finish Goku off. And then we finally have our other rotation set up the way I want. So we've got Golden Frieza and then this Int Frieza. The reason I decided to bring this as a rotation is deliberately because it's not very powerful, right? Because obviously I want the third form Frieza to be able to get off as many super attacks as possible. So I didn't want to bring a crazy powerful opposite rotation, because obviously with transformation boost you got a ton of options. We could have bought like the LR Buu tanks and Super Buu pairing, just countless other options that transformation boost would have, but I deliberately wanted to make this rotation not very damaging, but obviously it's very good defensively, because Golden Frieza and then this Frieza, when there's a Goku family enemy, like these two are just going to be perfectly fine to not really take a lot of damage here. So obviously this team is very powerful though. We've dealt a lot of damage to this Goku already. I think maybe the GT Goku event is going to be better for this, but now we're up to final form Frieza. So this is the turn I wanted to see. So yeah, see, they have every single link except Brutal Beatdown, which I believe Cooler has, but obviously unfortunately that would mean Frieza in the first slot would absolutely get the kill. So, and what is his defense? So starting out, before getting any supers off, his defense is 168k with the support from Cooler. I mean, that's not bad, 168 at the start of the turn, because as soon as he gets his first super, that's going to jump up to over 200k, and then obviously depending on how many supers he gets after that, we could easily be pushing close to 300k, and he's rocking close to a 3 million attack stat at this point as well, which is pretty decent. So obviously once we get to the 2 UI phases, he's going to have a lot more HP, so it's going to make it a little bit easier. Because the team does link up as well as it does, we're obviously going to struggle to not get supers. But I mean, I guess I can not get a super with Kid Buu here, so I might as well do that. Just avoid as much damage as we can, because we want to get as many super attacks as possible with the third form Frieza. I want to see what kind of crazy attack stat we can get from him when we're near the end of the Int UI Goku phase, because obviously infinite stacking attack with multiple supers built in is a pretty good recipe for insanely high attack stats. So Frieza getting the double super here. He's not usually the most damaging unit, but obviously we do have type advantage here and the support from Kid Buu, so pretty decent damage to Goku. And then of course physical Kid Buu getting the additional. Fortunately he doesn't do a lot of damage, but and now we have the Golden Frieza transformation. So I don't think his link set changes between the two, because yeah, we're still rocking everything except Brutal Beatdown. Our defense won't have changed. Oh, it's 178 now. I'm trying to figure out why, in my mind, I don't know if I'm being dumb and I've missed something, but why is that different? Because he only raises his defense for one turn. We've got all the same links active. I'm very confused. But, oh well. I'm sure I'm missing something. Let me know in the comments. Does Frieza... Frieza doesn't give a buff to allies when he's in his golden form, does he? No. I don't know. He's got more defense than he did last turn, and I'm not sure why. But, I mean, I'll take it. So, let's see. What are we going to get off the super here? So, we're up to 3 million now. Man, I can't wait for that final rotation when we're on Int UI and we've got Kid Buu on rotation as well. I really can't wait to see what his attack stat is going to be. Do you think we can get above 5, maybe even 6 million? It's definitely possible. So, obviously, you're not going to see that in shorter events, but that kind of goes, you know, that's the same for every stacking unit in the game. Longer events, you're obviously going to see more value. But, I mean, short form events are still good because the infinite stacking of attack is nice, but remember, of course, his main function is that he's a support unit. So you're going to be bringing him on the team primarily to boost everybody else. You're not necessarily going to be running him on main rotation like this, although, as I said previously, he is a really good main rotation partner for the LR Frieza. But even if you're running him on a different team, I'm going to avoid the nose here so we do less damage. Even if you're running him on a different team, his role is to be a support unit. So as long as he's good defensively, then you can fit him into any team. You don't have to worry about him getting you killed in the third slot or something like that. And so since we're seeing not far off 200k defense from him at the start of the turn, that's pretty good, because even if you're not going to see crazy attack stats out of him in a shorter event, all you need is that one turn where he super attacks like 2, 3, maybe even the full 4 times. And yeah, he's just not going to take damage from anything outside of a super attack. Even in Extreme Super Battle Road, which is definitely somewhere where I need to take him in and try him out. So now we've got Kid Buu on rotation. See, with the extra buff from Kid Buu, we're looking at over 200k defense at the start of the turn, which is really, really good. So as long as Goku doesn't super in slot 1 here, we're not really going to have to worry about taking any damage on the Frieza. So yeah, 30 and then 4 million attack stat from him now. This number just going to keep going up and up and up. There's an additional normal. Well, I don't know what the thing that would obviously be great is if at some point in this video we could actually get the God RNG turn where we get 4 super attacks from this Frieza, which I have had happen to me once. I don't think it was even on video. It might have been when I was link leveling. Which is one of the great things about link leveling units that have multiple built-in additionals, because you don't have to worry about those irritating turns where you don't have an AoE unit on rotation and like one of the Cybermen survives, so you have to carry on into the next turn, because this third form Frieza is just going to be pumping out attacks and just killing Cybermen left and right. So they're obviously compensated for that by shafting me with how long it's taken me to get his links to actually level up, but yeah, he is a very, very strong unit. Finally, we're on to the UI Goku phases. So, of course, here he now has a lot more HP, which is going to give us a lot more room to get a whole bunch of super attacks off with the third form Frieza. I mean, at this point, we don't really need to show him off anymore. I think you guys can get a pretty clear indication from this of just how good he is. Even in, like I say, in the shorter form events, his defense is still going to be really, really solid. So at this point, we're literally just going to keep going for the sake of keep going and see just how high we can actually get his stats here. Because yeah, he's still got more. He's got even more defense than before. Is he like secretly actually stacking his? I'm so confused about why. I don't know if like I'm missing something super, super obvious here. Because he only raises defense for 1 turn. Oh, of course, I'm dumb. I should have read his passive at the beginning of the video. That would have probably helped. But attack and defense 70% plus an additional attack and defense 7% with each attack performed up to 70%. So you have to attack 10 times in order for his passive to be fully built up. Wow. I am dumb. I mean, I never made any claims otherwise. I'm sure when I first asked about it earlier on in the video, I'm sure a bunch of people have already typed in the comments. They're like, you didn't have his passive fully built up. That's why. But fortunately, I realised it before the end of the video, so even though I do look stupid, I don't look as stupid as if I had not figured it out at all. But alright, so yeah, his passive needs to fully build up. So that's on top of, think about how good he was on turn 1. He then also has that extra build up as well. So once you've attacked 10 times, then his passive is maxed out, and then he's even better. So we're now rocking over 5 million attack stats against this STR UI Goku. We're not taking any damage. This Frieza is an 8 million attack stat now, thanks to the support from third form Frieza and from Cooler. I mean, this rotation, let alone, I mean, LR Frieza, we all know how crazy broken he is, especially when you're fighting against the Goku. But this rotation of the transforming Frieza and third form Frieza is absolutely ridiculous in this kind of long event where we actually get to see the Golden Frieza transformation. So yeah, this is pretty crazy. Obviously, the OG Goku event is not that difficult anymore. I mean, Kid Buu would probably still take reasonable damage from a super, especially from like STR UI. But now that we've moved through into this part, Golden Frieza should take this for double digits with the extra 50% defense from Kid Buu. Oh no, still 40k. Oh, 40k. I feel like that's the biggest hit we've taken in the entire video, possibly. But yeah, that's so good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Did you manage to pull the third form Frieza? This is definitely one of those side banner units that you do not want to miss out on. I think he's way up there with like the GT heroes, Goten and Trunks, Gohan and Goten, the STR Trunks from Saiyan Day, Tech Krillin. Like, they've just been releasing some absolutely insane support units recently. And yeah, I feel like his passive's got to be fully built up at this point. 236k defense at the start of the turn. And that's with the Cooler on rotation instead of Kid Buu. So it could be even higher than that when Kid Buu is on rotation. So see how many supers we can get off here. Come on, give me the God RNG turn just to end the video. 5.4 million on the first super attack. Pretty good for a support unit here. So additional normal, another additional normal which gets dodged. So we get 3 attacks, but unfortunately 2 of them were normal attacks and 1 got dodged. So this is what I was saying earlier on. That is the one major downside to this unit. And it's the same kind of wow, really? It's the same kind of thing that you always see with units like Physical Vegito Blue. A lot of these other units that have built-in additional potential is sometimes you're lucky and you get the multiple supers, and then sometimes you just get a bunch of normal attacks, which is obviously a little bit more disappointing. But I would say this Frieza is still absolutely ridiculous. This Goku is going on an absolute dodging mission here. So we finally started to actually take damage as well, considering the... let's go ahead and do this. Considering we have gone through this whole event so far pretty much not taking any damage. Tech Golden Frieza will have lost his damage mitigate, well, some of his damage mitigation. So hopefully we don't get supered on him. But the Android 8 gonna top up that defense a little bit. Look, he dodged again. This Goku is trying to be difficult here. I mean, we don't really need to go much longer in this, but I think next turn is the turn where we have Kid Buu with the third form Frieza, so I do kind of want to see that turn. Hopefully he doesn't super attack Cooler here, but if we get lucky with the not getting dodges, there is a possibility that third form Frieza, if he can actually come in clutch with those additionals, could actually finish off UI Goku here. Additional super from Cooler to do a nice little bit of extra damage with a crit as well. Let's go. Alright, so third form Frieza. We got Kid Buu. So this is going to be his best turn here. In fact, see, Kid Buu has Brutal Beatdown. So I'm going to go ahead and do this so that we don't get supered in and die on Frieza in slot 1 here. But I'm going to have him in the middle. So all of his links are active. He must have attacked 10 times by now, so his passive is fully built up. This is going to be the best turn for him that we will see. So hopefully we can get lucky with those additionals. RNG, of course, always going to play a part in making... Oh, Goku. Speaking of RNG, so yeah, using the Whis was probably not a bad idea. And let's see what these final attacks from our boy are going to look like here. So 6.5 million. That is pretty good. Now, obviously, you're not going to see that in a lot of events, but yeah, 6.8. Come on, give me at least one more. Get us to 7 million for the end of the video. Ah, he just needed that last one to finish him off as well. But Kid Buu going to come in and take care of business here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of third form Frieza. I think it's hard to argue that he's not one of the better side banner units that's come out recently. If you didn't manage to pull him, obviously he will go into the general pool. So even when the part 2 LR banner comes out in a few days, he is going to be on there technically. So hopefully you guys can get lucky and pull at least one copy of him, because he is absolutely insane. So let me know what you guys think down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.